Hey, well, okay.
Never mind. Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host Big Country. Say what's up, Big
What's
Country.
good, people?
Cool beans. What was he talking about before the show started?
At which point?
It was something we was talking about.
Are we talking about the flesh-eating virus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, to everyone out there, especially men, please make sure you go get yourself checked out regularly.
Go see a doctor.
Quit being too stubborn, ego stroked, or whatever to not go get tested, not to go get checked out. If you have ailments, if you're feeling bad, if there's something wrong, please go check it out. Because one of the things is I'm like, one of my friends had told me a couple of days ago that her fiance was going through a whole bunch of stuff. Like, he's had like 4 or 5 surgeries. And the thing was, it could have been prevented if he would just say, you know what, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling well. I need to go find out what's going on.
Let me go see somebody. Just one doctor. Just one.
You know, as guys, for the most part, we'll be like, I could suck it up. Man, I ain't trying to pay that bill, things like that. Yeah. Sometimes ladies are, but men are more like this. And y'all realize we die so quickly for causes that could have been prevented.
It's just easy stuff. Just easy, simple stuff.
Like
a simple colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that at 30-something that you just need one, but just think if Chadwick Boseman we would have got one.
Yeah.
He'd probably still be here.
And it's just weird because I know us as men, we always want to think we're invincible. Like, I'm going to the doctor next Friday. I got a couple of them. Oh, nah, I just want to get my knees checked out because, bruh.
I thought what I did, now also this is problematic too. I'm being a problematic friend explaining how I fixed the ailment that might not really been an ailment with something that could potentially hurt you. Because I said, I hit the gym. I just felt like maybe I was getting weak. My knees was weak or something. So I hit the squats and the, leg lifts. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying it might be a false correlation. But the
all
pain
I'm
went
saying
away.
is make sure you get it checked out by somebody that knows something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because, we out here, we come up with all them ailments and all these ideas of how to get some stuff done real quick because we ain't trying to pay no money.
Let's just go see that man.
Us as black people, we ain't living as long as we used to.
We not exactly. We should.
Like,
go ahead and just go see that man.
And all the black men, nah, man, I ain't getting no finger in my butt. Come to find out, you don't even have to get the finger in your butt no more.
You poop in the bag. You can do it at home, really.
Like, they have ways of getting over this because, like, my friend, like, I'm not going to put it all out there because I don't know, I don't want no drama, and I still want to remain my friend.
Yeah.
But
still in love.
Her fiance ended up catching something because he was out with some of his friends having a good time at a pool hall, and he caught some kind of ailment, and he went home. He wasn't feeling too good. He wasn't feeling good the first day. He was like, I ain't tripping, I'll just shrug it off. Next day, he wasn't feeling good. Third day, she was like, you still not feeling good? And she was like, well, we'll go to the ER. He was like, well, nah. If I ain't feeling good by the 4th day, then we'll make something happen.
A little bit to it. 4th day.
The 4th day. But truth be told, the doctors even said if he would wait till 5th day, he could have been dead. He was almost dead. And the thing is, these things could be prevented if you just
see the doctor, see her, see him. Just as long as they got a DR in front.
I know you don't want to pay that $40 copay, $30 copay, or $50, whatever. But $50, is that worth your life right now? Like, if a nigga had a gun and he pointed at you, said $50 or I'm gonna shoot you,
I'd be like, should have asked for $100.
Like, here you go, man. Go on about your business.
I don't.
Then why do we play with our life like that?
I don't know.
because
can't tell
I
you.
felt bad about it. All I could say was, "I'll pray for you." That's all I could say
That's all you
because
can do.
I'm like, bruh,
But
because
I'm guilty of it too. So I'll be around here hurting. I don't want
yeah,
to go nowhere. Shoot,
me
but
too.
it depends on the severity. Now, a bump, I don't know. I just have this thing about bumps that I don't. I like watching them getting popped, but I don't like having them on my body.
Yeah,
So I'll go see a doctor about a bump. But other than that, you know.
like there's been some times where I ain't gonna lie, I've been like, man, I'm tired to the world. I had the flu one time in life, and that was like a year and a half ago. And I never knew what the flu was. I was just like, man, I'm tired. Let me go and go to sleep. And I go to sleep. Then I was like, man, I ain't never really felt like this before. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop being the person I normally am. Went to the doctor. They were like, oh, you got the flu. This is what the flu feels like because I've never had it. And then I'm like, oh, now if I wouldn't have went to the doctor,
Ain't no telling.
there's no telling what could happen. I could have gave it to my kids.
Yeah.
Just from me, like, oh, well, I ain't going.
I'm too strong.
Like,
Ain't nothing
if
wrong
not
with
for you, do it for your family, please.
me. Right. Very much so.
That's just my little service announcement.
Yeah, just helping you out, helping your family out, keeping everybody safe. But Joe Biden signs the immaterial anti-lynching law into effect. So lynching is officially a federal crime. Part of me feels like it should have been a federal crime long ago, but some people, you got to sign some documentation. So if they kill you by hanging you from a tree, it's various other forms, but that's the common one that we know. They kill you by hanging you from a tree. Not only do they get a sentence, but they also get additional time from the federal. So
I don't know. I'm happy because at least it was a little progress, but I'm like, I have ways to kill people. Lynching is the furthest from the way in 2022. Lynching is the furthest from the way of how you kill people.
yeah,
Like,
you
I don't ever say, oh man, let me go and get my lynch rope together and everything. Like, I don't even think white people do that no more. I'm just saying. Maybe
no ceremonial,
possibly.
maybe.
But I'm just saying for it, this is 2022.
Yes.
Bruh, if you would have had this in the 60s, I would have been like, right on time.
Perfect.
50s, right on time. 40s, anytime in the 1900s, in the mid to early 1900s, I would have been like,
You
yeah,
doing the right
you
thing.
definitely need that. Hell, we just got out of slavery in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
But you wait over 100 years to say, you know what? We wrong for lynching.
We should need to stop that.
Yeah, we definitely need to stop that.
You can quit that.
And that's why I was like, that's crazy. I'm like,
But when I be
it's
looking
good,
at it,
but
I be trying to figure out. I feel like some of these laws don't get passed just because in my mind, I thought already, like, of course they already made a bill against lynching. Like, there's no, like, any sane human being would be like, that's wrong. Hate crimes. Like, when they did the Japanese hate crime, and it was like, we don't have a hate crime for black people. I was like, they don't?
yeah.
Why not? We been getting hated on. You go to Ukraine and you African student, if they don't let you out, you got to stay behind because they want the real, people, the real Ukrainians to get to safety first. But let's just say you actually make it onto the bus that gets you to wherever you going. Then they stop you again.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no. But I'm like, even in times of war, they find a moment to be racist. They still find a way to insert. By the way, I still don't like you because you black.
We're going to move you over.
You know what? I'm so upset with you being black. Instead of just accepting chocolate the way it is, I'm going to make white chocolate. I'd be like, what's the significance? Like it don't increase to make the taste better. I don't find myself just like, oh God, I gotta have some white chocolate. No, I want regular old chocolate, dark milk. Like that's it. I'm not fond of white chocolate, and that's not a knock to white people, but I'm just saying you had to make that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
you just had to. You couldn't leave good. You couldn't. You
couldn't
was
leave
black.
well enough alone.
You can't be the top. I don't want to have to eat my candy bars and just know that, dang, chocolate is just that ish.
Well, the issue I had with the Emmett Till law, Emmett Till died over 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, I'll apologize. He died over 70 years ago. It was 1955 is when he died, so almost 70 years ago. I apologize. Right. So the thing is, I'm like, I understand that you're going to put this out here, but bro, it's too little, too late. You know, nobody's lynching nobody no more. Now,
it also, because we got to read the entirety of the bill. It covers. Under lynching is a lot of stuff, you know. It's not just rope hanging. It could be it's when a mob of people get together and chase a man down to kill him. So Ahmaud Arbery, okay, that could be considered lynching. Because
you would consider that lynching?
Yeah, I mean the law could potentially put that under lynching because they chased you down and they killed you because of your race. You know.
Now the only reason I'm like, if it is more in detail like that, okay, we could go to that. And I need to look it up more to make sure. Right. Because, like, if it's more of a hate bill of harming someone because of these things, okay, I could get behind that. But at this moment, it just sounds bad because it says it's an anti-lynching bill.
Right.
Now, the bill against Asian Americans was a hate bill.
Right.
It was stopping Asian hate and violence.
But you can't, as America, stop all hate against black people. You wouldn't have America. I'm not trying to shoot shots at America, bro. But I am stating.
All I'm saying is, like, if you're going to make if it's very specific to actual lynching, nigga, you could have kept that bill.
But part of it is symbolic, and I feel like the law and the government really think we just care for shows. You know, we gotta show them we care. No, you gotta actually care. Like, I don't want the smoke and mirrors. You know, hey, affirmative action, but still, you know, it's no affirmative action gets me the janitorial job. It don't get me the CEO. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can only get so far with the bills and stuff that's being passed. Oh, well, everybody should be equal. Now, I agree everybody should be equal, but let's be honest. Housing regulations, red line, all these things that have
already set
up, put in place, institutions like the police, and everybody has a visual based from media on what a criminal looks like, and majority of the time it's a black guy.
Like, I guess how I'm looking at it is like, if you're putting it in the way of, oh, okay, we're gonna make things fair. Right. Bro, okay, let's make them actually fair. Now, if you've already gained all the great stuff and then there's nothing else left except the little crumbs at the bottom, and then be like, okay, everybody gets to share the crumbs at the bottom, you're going to be like, bro, you got all the good stuff out.
Everything out.
That's like them telling you, oh, yeah, we have a great idea for CD players now.
Don't care about a CD
don't nobody care about a CD player. When the last time you used a CD player?
First of all, when's the last? Guess my Wii and my PlayStation, and so technically they CD players. But I know what you're saying. When was the last time I used a Walkman-esque
Yes, like an actual music, listening to music
That's
CDs.
burned onto a disc with a
But
MP3
it's
away
too little,
file.
too late. Like, even if you gave somebody a Walkman right now, what are they gonna do?
First of all, if I gave Paige a Walkman right now, she'd look at like, what is this?
Like, why can't I just use my tablet?
Yeah.
Or why can't I use my phone that already has these things built in, better quality, better.
And I don't have to look for the CD or the music.
Yeah, it's
I already
like-
got it. I got it, Pop.
I don't have to worry about it skipping
None of
neither.
that. Everything is good now.
That's kind of how I feel. Hopefully, the bill means more than just that one thing. And I really do
Right.
hope.
I'm sure it does. I'm telling you, it does. It means more.
You be surprised.
I mean, now don't get me. Will the judicial system invoke the anti-lynching bill when they dealing with situations that are obviously lynching? They probably won't. But
And the reason I say you be surprised is because, like, we're in Texas right now. You be surprised how many people in Texas love to hate on somebody.
yeah,
For example, our books in our school system and everything, with the law they passed last year, or before school started, basically taking everything except white history out and saying, oh, you can't preach about the suffrage movement. If you don't know what the suffrage movement is, this is when women did not have the right to vote, and they were trying to vote, but they had to go through a lot of things to get that right. Oh, the saying the KKK is a hateful organization, even though if you are an honest and truthful person, you would know that that's
Woodrow
what they
Wilson.
were built on.
Woodrow Wilson, history written in lightning.
Then, if you talk about other things like Native American history, because it seems like America, we want to talk so much about what's wrong until we start talking about what's wrong.
Well, we want to talk about what's wrong till somebody, because usually when something wrong happens, the primary thing you want to do is, well, who's wrong? Like, if somebody shot a gun, it's wrong to just shoot out, but who shot it? Who enslaved the people? Who ran the concentration camps? Who's responsible for the Trail of Tears? Those are questions that any reasonable mind would ask. It's like at a certain point when I'm looking at these things and I have to know the full history, and the act of thinking is automatically gonna put you in a state to either one, be disrespectful, or like this. It's hard to further education or further the thoughts of people or reach that next level without a couple people feeling like, oh man, they screwed us over, or oh, they just blaming it all on me. It just
Like,
is what it is.
My thing is, if you are in that generation and you were part of it, it is your fault. Now, if you are not part of that generation, you had nothing to do with it, bro, ain't nobody, it's not you. Like, one of the things we gotta stop doing is like, that old saying, if you throw a rock in a pack of dogs, the one that hollers, that's the one you hit.
Right.
But for some strange reason, it seems like everybody wants to start hollering.
Well, you got to look at it from their point of view. And I talk to people about it. I'm sure you talk to several people about it. But, okay, what were the results of the dog that hollered? Well, institutional racism, and like I said, when you start talking about we taking this out of the school, who benefited the most? Who lives in the upper, neighborhoods, the uppity ones?
Okay.
Even if we going on the Oscars, which we'll jump into later, if we going on the Oscars, how many black actors took the back seat and they know full well that they had the better movie that year? How many times has, and I don't want to put it all on just black, how many times is, races aside from the predominant race in America anyway, took the back seat? And who benefited from those? Because it's people who got Oscars sitting on their mantelpiece that really didn't deserve them.
Yeah.
And then that end up pushing them and propelling them to get that next role to where they actually deserved it this time.
Well, I'll say it like this: Halle Berry didn't deserve an Oscar. If you ever saw Monsters Ball,
It wasn't that great.
no, she
wasn't
didn't.
great.
Like, I seen a lot of people, and I don't care who. If you have something you really want to say, please come on the show, debate me about it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna sit here and tell me
She got better work before
better work.
and after that. Like, based on that movie, she should have got an Oscar for John Wick when she did the like. I'm just being honest.
She was way better than John Wick.
She was way better, and she didn't. And her role was minute. It wasn't like stellar. Like the movie could have went on without her, but she should have got an Oscar comparatively for Monster Ball in that one.
Yes, but a lot of people don't want to talk about that.
And
Like,
Denzel, don't get me wrong. Did he deserve one for Training Day? I would give him one for Training Day, but he deserved one for so many movies before Training Day ever took off.
Like,
He has
real talk, his catalog is almost flawless.
It really is.
Almost every movie, when you hear about Denzel,
You go watch it.
especially in the 90s and early 2000s, you like,
I
oh,
gotta
it's a
see
good
that.
movie.
It's a good
Denzel in it.
movie. Yeah. Literally, that's how you sold the movie. So, what's the movie about? I don't really know, but I know Denzel in it. So, it's good.
You know how many women were like, Denzel?
Denzel in it.
That's it. Pam from Martin was over here like, you say Denzel? That's how most black women were about Denzel Washington. Yes, he's gotten older, more distinguished now.
He can still pull a box. Let him hit the gym. He can hit a box office right now.
But the only thing was, I did have an issue because, like, who was that? I think it was Jada Kiss that was talking about it. He was like, why did Denzel have to be a crooked cop in order to get that Academy Award when his body of work
It's extensive
is way better than that one movie?
Yeah.
That one movie, don't get me wrong, Training Day was good. I've yet to see somebody say, oh, Training Day was
good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's a good movie.
But would you say that's his best movie?
No. Not by far.
Like, truth be told, Ricochet to me went
Was
hard. If you
hard.
have not seen Ricochet,
Go back and watch it.
like, Ricochet went hard. He was he was a police officer in that one too, but he was on the right side. He pretended to go crazy after, like, if you actually saw Ricochet, you'd be like, nigga,
It's a good movie.
This is a real good
but
movie.
he's done so many good movies
yeah.
to where the sum total of his body of work and for you to say that the apex, the climax of my career, because most people feel like when I get that award, when I get the Oscar, the Academy Award, that's them highlighting, like, yes, he did an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like, of all the work he's done, this is by far the height. Training Day is not that movie.
Yeah.
It's great, but it's not that movie. And
True.
that's when I go back to say, bringing it full circle, when you take into account all the people who got screwed and all the people who benefited, a lot more dogs gonna holler when the rock hit them because they feel like, well, the dog that you hit, that was my grandfather, and I know the reason you threw the rock is because we ate, he brought extra pieces of meat home, but I ate parts of that meat.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been eating that, and I know I'm wrong for it, but I'm not going to apologize for my father going above and beyond to secure my family. Because regardless of what people say, racism is just you agreeing that somebody who looks like me should win some fucking time. Like, sometimes, and well, racism, I think, is when you take it a step above and be like, all the time. Like,
It's me and mine.
it's me and mine over everybody else.
Yes.
But as far as I love it when, not saying that because Ice Cube's son, O'Shea Jackson, got the acting role for NWA on his own accolades. He went and he did the studying, and he also went and did the auditions and all that. But when you look at it and say, that is like the height of saying somebody who looks like me got a role. You know what I'm saying? Not just any role. My son played me. That is like the height. That is the ultimate move. And for his son to get the role on his own accord, my own
On merit.
bruh.
Like I didn't get it because I was your son. I got it because I was the
I
best.
did it. I'm that good. That's next level. That's beyond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because at that point, ain't nobody get slighted. Everybody had the opportunity. You just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And he was.
Yeah.
And that's just
like they were talking about with Eazy-E's son. They really wanted to give it to Eazy-E's son, but he was not the best
he
person.
was the best person to do it.
It was like, no, if we talking about Easy, we have to have the best person to do Eazy-E.
Right, we have to show love.
It's his son.
I know.
I understand.
But I want the best act, because this is gonna be, and for Eazy-E's son to take it the way he did and be like, the best actor portrayed my father, and this would propel that movie into the status that it has now.
Yeah.
I took a back seat for greatness. I didn't take a back seat because I took a back seat because this movie has to tell the story, and I'm sure it's some parts in the movie where people have disagreements about and discrepancies with, but for the most part, it told a story, and I don't feel like anybody looked like a villain except for Jerry Heller. and to each their own. I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. It was like 4 other people. But I'm sorry, if 4 people say you did it and you're the only one keeps saying you didn't do it.
You did it.
You did
In my
it.
mind,
like,
you did.
Let's just be real. You did it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, everybody saying you did
Everybody against you? They all against you?
Like, oh, no, they just didn't like it. I'm like,
Right.
hold up.
But I'm
all
like,
4 of them.
I'm just saying now, if his kids come back and be like, my dad did do it, I'd be like, see, there go that hit dog hollering again. Y'all benefited from him screwing these people over, and now y'all don't want y'all dad to seem like a villain. He is what he is.
Yes. If you're
like,
wrong,
own it. Own it.
Admit it.
Speaking of owning it, do you feel that Jada and Will relationship is toxic?
Yes. I feel it's very toxic. And most of the world is seeing, oh, yeah, it's very toxic, especially after Will Smith decides to go on national TV because he laughed. I don't care what you say.
No,
he laughed.
He laughed. And everybody try to tie it back to the book. Well, he laughs when he's nervous. No, I know nervous laughter, and I know laughing when you enjoy the joke.
And then you like,
that's enjoyment, okay? He
he laughed, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, next thing happens, Will's over here in his feeling. He didn't show no disagreement or anything. He laughed with everybody else. Only person that didn't laugh was Jada.
Jada laughed too, but she rolled her eyes when she laughed. She was like, "Ha ha, funny." She's one of those.
Now, if you don't know, which is crazy, if you don't know, Will Smith decides to go on stage because he's offended about a joke that Chris Rock said about G.I. Jane 2 and saying because Jada cut her hair off. I'm sorry. If you cut your hair off, everybody doesn't know what you're going through.
Right.
Apparently, Jada has alopecia or however you say. Yeah, I keep butchering it. My wife keeps correcting me, but I keep butchering it. I really don't care. That's what it is. But, okay, she cuts all of her hair off. Everybody just thought it was a statement you were making. Oh, you
can't say everybody.
Well,
a lot of people knew that she had alopecia, but Chris Rock has said that I did not know.
Okay.
So that's the person who's sitting on stage right now, and that's the person who's been violated, in my opinion, and most of the people that I speak to opinion outside of women.
Yeah.
But, So
Will Smith, apparently, after finishes laughing, he looks over, sees his wife unhappy about it.
Side eye.
He gets up. He walks up on stage at the Oscars.
Right.
And slaps this man. Now, which way you want to take this? Because we could take this so many different ways.
You take it where you gonna take it, then I'm gonna take it. And when you go where you going, I'm gonna hit a U-turn, circle back, and we just gonna take a whole nother direction. And then if we want to, we can take it another one.
Okay. First of all, when you get to the point of you have to put your hands on another man for words. There's a difference between real disrespect and, you just trying to save face now. Because if he was that angry with the man, what would while you walked up on stage and all that stuff? Hey, we're gonna move the mic just like that. If you don't say, move the mic to the side. Hey, bruh, I didn't like how you said that about my wife. My wife going through something. I'm gonna need you to go and clean that up real quick so we don't have no issue. As a man, comedian or not, oh, bro, I got you.
Because when you say she got a situation, instantly I go to, dang, she got some medical and screwed. Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Send you back to your seat happy.
And then like, bro, I apologize. I got you.
Yeah.
You know what? Fresh Prince just charged me up, and I ain't trying to get faded on the Fresh Prince. I apologize, Jada. I was wrong.
Right.
Everybody will laugh. Been good. Everything cleaned up. But you go up on stage and slap a grown man.
Right.
One of the biggest disrespectful things you could do is spit on a man or slap a man. Shannon Sharp even said it. And I'm sorry, most celebrities said it. Chris Rock is a way better man than me.
He's a better man than most people. We have to give him his.
Yes.
We have to give him his just due. He's a man above men.
Yes.
To maintain that level of professionalism after going through what you went through, on top of take into account, this is the same man who made a show about being bullied a large percentage of his life, from his family members to his community I got bullied a lot. And I've reached a certain point now to where I don't have to. Chris Rock didn't have to take that. If he would have knocked Will out, the entire world would have been like, okay, you get what you get.
Yep. You give it out, you can take it.
But I'm saying, to have that level of baggage or have that history with bully, and then to be in the era of stop bullying. You know what I'm saying?
And they gave him a standing ovation. Will Smith a standing ovation for that weak speech that he did about he going
this is how I could be King Richard.
I don't care, bro.
I don't care. No
you
one
put
cares.
your hands up. So you bully somebody to tell somebody was wrong for them bullying your wife, but you just slapped a grown man.
No, because he slapped him. And then the Oscars. Let's talk about the Oscars for just a millisecond.
Cool.
They want to jump back and say, oh, we asked him to leave.
Y'all lying.
You lying. Because it's other people who saying, no, they asked him to please stay. Stop trying to get ratings off our misery. Stop having these major institutions built off our backs and then sustained off our backs. It's not okay. At a certain point, you got to get called to the table, bro. I know you wanted to keep Will there because you knew, as well as everybody else in that audience knew, that he was going to win that award. It is what it is. But don't come back and try to do a cleanup. Own it. I kept him in the building because I knew he was going to win. And in my opinion, Chris Rock ain't really that important.
Man, first of all, you paid this man to be a comedian. That's why you paid him to host the Oscars. So I'm over here hosting, doing my job like I'm supposed to, and I get slapped? Bruh, y'all supposed to back me. Y'all paid me. Y'all ain't paid that nigga to be here.
You need to tell Will to go ahead and go home. And even if he refused, be like, you refused, but we're going to have to call the authorities. You as an institution and all other media outlets have kicked black men out for far less. You kick black men off stage just for being there and not being somebody who's supposed to be in the room.
Well, let's keep it 100. I don't know if this is the same in every state, but you do realize even if that person doesn't want to press charges on you, the state will pick up those charges. It's like, oh, you don't want to press charges? You know what? We'll press charges.
We got video proof of this man touching you. We'll go ahead and do what you don't want to do.
I don't know if they can do the same thing there, but I'm pretty sure they can. But I'm like, nah. Because any other person would have been arrested escort her off the premises, ban, period. No comeback. No, they would have said it right then.
Right.
It wouldn't have been no. Well, we got
later on. We're gonna do an investigation. What investigation? You was there. You saw it just like everybody else. You saw the exact moment. So you could have. Don't come back after the fact because now it's making us look bad, and you already know your ratings for next year is gonna drop tremendously. Mm-hmm. It's just part of it. And if I was Chris Rock, unless you make Chris Rock the host of the Oscars next year, I know I ain't watching it. Why? Because you owe that man a debt. You asked that man to do something, and then when he did what you required him to do, he received backlash from the people. Not all the people, but one person in particular. And instead of punishing that guy, which would have been the right thing to do, you instead sided with him just so you can continue on with your show and your regularly scheduled programming.
And everybody keeps talking about the whole, Denzel Washington said that at your moment of height, the devil will take hold. That don't mean he agreed with you.
He's just telling you, stop being stupid.
Like, don't do stupid stuff in the moment.
When you winning.
Like, you at the height, you about to take it all. But you come over and slap this man.
You tripping. That's really what Denzel's saying.
I think that's what Denzel was saying.
It's a more articulate way of saying, bro, stop tripping.
Like, nigga, you got it. You here. You what people want. Now,
there's a lot of people who come out of the woodworks as of late, and they like, if it was me, I would have XYZ. If it was me, I would have XYZ. But I'm like, all these people talking about what they would have did if they was in that situation, I'm certain there's a percentage of those people who found themselves in a similar situation and did not do, like, your stance wasn't more noble than Chris Rock. Yours is based more so out of fear.
Yeah. You afraid of getting touched by that.
You afraid of getting touched.
Well, I'll let him hit me that one time as long as he don't hit me no more.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let me get out your way, dog. Let me move out the way. You know, I'm like, no, don't try to down Chris Rock for doing what he should have done. Now, don't get me wrong. I agree. Chris Rock could have done more. Yeah. And he would have been well within his rights.
Yes. But he was thinking on a whole nother
level.
Because you saw he was about to say something at first, but then he was like, this is the most interesting moment in the entertainment moment.
And then now if you look at his ticket sales, a $40 ticket is now a $400 ticket. Sold out shows back to back. Mm-hmm. Buddy, you slapped him. I agree now. I see why he didn't press charges. Because he charged him at the box office right now.
Run that.
Like, run them ticket sales. And when you get here, you're not going to get what you expect to get.
Because he said, I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm here for. If you thought you going to buy my ticket, thank you for buying my ticket, but we ain't talking about that.
You ain't talking about that.
I did a whole routine before this, and that's what I'm going to do.
I'm going to give you that. Now, when he get down to that Netflix special, because you know it's coming. And that's going to have to be on there. I have to see that.
And I guarantee you're going to get paid some mills.
He going to get paid bank.
Like, I guarantee.
He got paid for Tambourine, and some people who say Tambourine not funny, but it's probably not funny because you can't relate because you probably not a man. Because if you a man, when he dropped that line, only people get unconditional love is women, children, and dogs.
Yeah.
You felt that in your soul.
Yeah.
You just had to.
So, now, let me go and talk about this Will and Jada thing.
Okay, yeah, because that's the origin. That's the point.
My thing is, I hate that people are trying to make it as Will was protecting his wife. No, that is not protecting your wife. Oh, somebody crack a joke. That if I go to a comedy club and I had to explain this to my wife, I'm like, because my wife know for mine. Oh, I'll go war in a heartbeat. I'll pull it. I have no issue. I ain't rich. I'm like, if I knock him out, okay, I'm gonna go spend the weekend in jail. Call it a day. Come on. I have no issue with it. But as I told my wife, I was like, that's like if I go to a comedy show And I said this long before anybody when I first saw it, because she was like, "Oh well, he was protecting his wife and her honor." And I'm like, "Well, let me see it.
Honor?
Let me find out what's going on."
Okay.
And I looked at it. I'm like, "Nah, that's not the same, baby."
That's not.
And I explained it to her because my thing is, it's like if I go to a comedy show, we sit on the front row. Okay, comedian. He starts talking about people hyping the crowd up and everything. He says something about my wife. I'm like, depending on what he says, I'm like, nah, bro, go and cut that one. Like, nah. And as a comedian, he's gonna say, you know what? They ain't taking that one the right way. Maybe something there. Let me leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we get to a point where he just seems that this ain't Nutty Professor.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna Sherman Clump my wife. Like, oh, like I'm gonna just keep roasting her.
Just stay right here.
Like, nah, you gonna get all these jokes. Bruh, I told you once. I respect. Go on, let's enjoy the comedy show. He keep going. Okay, now we have an issue. Because it went beyond he said something about
It went beyond the show.
It went beyond the show. You were doing this blatantly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, let's go and handle up real quick. I dust you off. We going about our business. But for him to get upset about alopecia,
Alopecia.
I don't give a crap about the name of that word.
Understood.
But for him to get upset about it, after you're chucking and laughing about it, like, bruh, you might as well take that L. You know, baby, I shouldn't have laughed.
My bad, babe.
I shouldn't have laughed at that.
You know.
But you do got your hair cut like a nigga.
Outside of that, I showed you the clip when she said, "I don't care how nobody feels about my bald head." So, are you lying, or are you just like, are you saying that to psych yourself out, fake it till you make it? Like, I don't care, and hopefully one day you actually don't care. And also, back to the point of being safe. Like, I'm doing this, protecting my wife. Okay. Now, Tony Rock just enlightened us to how many brothers Chris Rock has. 10 brothers?
Yep,
10 whole family members, grown men now. You beside me, you slap me on stage at the Oscars. If I don't handle you right then, I'm probably most likely gonna be like, it is what it is, and keep moving.
Yeah.
Just honesty. Hey, you slap my brother, it's gonna be problems. Like, we never gonna be cool. Yeah. My brother will get cool with you before I do. Yeah. I'll be like, yeah, I'll talk to you, whatever, but you already know. I already know where you took it. I can't.
I see what you about.
Yeah, I can't let it happen again. He might forgive
He let
you.
that slide.
He let you slide. I got at no point am I gonna let you mess my brother.
Let's be real. Let's be real. And most black people, you got them family members that are like, I'll pull up. Yeah, I had no problem with it. Bro, nah, it's cool. Oh, no, we gonna finish it. You ain't even got to worry about that. We're going to take care of that real quick. You got 10 brothers because I am that brother. Like, if you do something to me, I'll probably be a little pissed off. If I don't do something right then, I'll probably drop it. But now, my little brother, like people that I call my family, if something happens, I'm coming. It ain't no... Oh, nah, bro, chill out. Oh, no. Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that. You ain't even gotta be involved with this one. Right. Like, you got 10 brothers and nobody gonna try to pull you?
You know they gonna try.
Somebody gonna be
be where you are, because you're not hard to find. I'm not saying this in no gangster way. I'm saying this in just regular everyday life. You're a megastar movie guy. You mean to tell me that nobody knows where you are, bro? Nobody. You post Instagram constantly. Mm-hmm. Unless you over there in the deserts of Peru somewhere. I don't know if Peru got deserts, but whatever. Unless you over there and nobody just physically want to take a flight, you always at risk. And then your son hop online and you ain't protecting him because he say that's how we do. Okay,
Okay, get your son messed up. He of age now.
Now I got 10 brothers out here, grown men who see your son doing what he do on stage. I know I stomp him out. What happens? It brings you out. Because now you got to find out what happened, why, and this and that. I'm like, there's consequences to your action.
Let me put the disclaimer out there. We're not stating that anyone should be hurt. We're just stating the fact there are consequences to everything you do.
And that's why I be saying emotions are like airbags. Like everybody should have them. We should all have emotion. But they only pop out in critical situations. Like this was catastrophic. Like a death in the family, feelings pop out. You can't control them. It's a crash. It's a halt to your system. But in everyday life, you don't want your airbags to deploy. Will Smith, unfortunately, it wasn't even a fender bender. He was an onlooker on a situation, and his airbags deployed. And he went up there, and the airbags done more damage than the wreck that his wife had with Chris Rock.
Yeah. And the thing that I'm saying, why I say it's very toxic, is your wife should know how her husband is about things. And his own mama said, I ain't never seen him do no stuff like that before. So it's something going on at home. You're not going to sit here and tell me that me cracking one joke was that's what that hurt everything. That messed everything up.
That's one of those hairs she shaved off her head, landed on the camel's back, and that's what broke it.
Man, all I'm saying, with all the stuff is from what Jada said. None of this stuff is from speculation, people just throwing it out there. Right. No, Jada's the one that told y'all business. Jada's the one that opened her mouth about her entanglement. Nobody even knew the word entanglement before her.
I'm just saying, because the reason that it rings off so well is because it's a slight disrespect. Like, entanglement is far worse than the Chris Rock joke. The word, instead of just saying, yeah, babe, I cheated. Yeah, babe, I had a... When she said, my husband can't give me permission, I do what I want. I'm like, okay, so you telling me you actively went out and slept with your son's friend against the wishes of your husband because you can do what you want to do.
I cried for 3 months when I was married over another nigga just out of the blue for 3 months.
3 months?
Out of the blue, and I don't care what anybody says, wife, husband, whatever. 3 months?
3 months?
You didn't want to get out of bed for 3 months.
3 months.
And this wasn't at the funeral. This was afterwards. Just like afterwards, you went into some depression where you thought about Tupac.
I'm not here to knock your depression, but 3 months is a long depression for one man that ain't your
husband.
It's problematic. Like, but when you start speaking about this, and like I'm saying, majority of the people who want to converse with me about the Will Smith slap and the Chris Rock situation are women. And I'm just like, everybody see all these red flags, but they only want to talk about this particular one that just so happen to exclude what I feel like is the catalyst for the whole event.
Yeah. Because if she wouldn't have looked at him, do you think he would wind up on
I
that
know
stage?
He would not have went on stage.
Now, here's the other question I asked. If the shoe was on the other foot, do you think Will Smith would have did that?
If Tiffany Haddish was sitting up there, and we all know that Will Smith is losing his hair as well. He's getting old. Yeah. We know this. What Martin called it? Midnight cocoa bean?
Yeah.
We know he using that in real life, bro. And I understand you put it on for the shows and all that, but when you're on Instagram, you cut it off. I don't care how you getting it done. I respect that you do it because I'm most likely going to have to do it if I intend to do it that way. I'm probably going to do the Samuel L. Jackson, though. I'm going to cut it off. But that's outside the point. Outside the point. Tiffany Haddish on stage, she cracking a joke about your man who obviously may most likely have an issue with the fact that he is getting older because he's losing his hair and he's dying and putting midnight cocoa bean in it to keep it going. Does Jada Pinkett Smith walk on stage and slap Tiffany Haddish?
First of all, Will wouldn't even let her do it.
He'd be like, babe,
calm
down.
Calm down. It was just
we
a joke.
We here for a show. Calm down. That's it. I'll guarantee you what Will would have said, because that would have caused the argument. You stopped me from slapping. The first thing he would have said, babe, it's the Oscars. It's his job. Like, it's her job. We on the front row. It just comes with the territory. You know what we do.
But nobody want to talk about those things. It's like you don't see. You have to look at both ends. If the shoe was on the other foot, don't give me no. Oh,
it's
because
different.
We said we were being fair. We were saying we were being equal.
No. If she can consider herself the head of a household, which I respect, woman, if you want to be the head of a household, you can be the head of your household. You know, women do that nowadays. The same punches we take, them knockout punches that we take to the jaw, and you gotta look straight, stay stern, and tuck your chin for. You know it's coming. You can't avoid it. The same ones that men take. You being the head of the household, that's your job. If a man walks through your front door and he has a gun and he's going to shoot somebody, you as a woman have to then say these iconic words: pick me, shoot me.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then in my world, you're really not the head of the household.
Logically, you're not. But there's always going to be someone that says, oh, well, it shouldn't have to come to those extremes.
The head of the household has the most to lose.
Yes. The head of any company has the most to lose.
Because the head of the company loses the company. Like, that's how it works.
More than likely, the head of the company has more stake in the company. So if something happens to it, this is my baby. I have to make sure that it survives.
Works. Like,
that's just how it works.
So you knew full well coming onto this stage and sitting in the front row after 5 years prior, you go and tell people, you know, the academies ain't black enough.
Boycott the academies.
Okay, and I was with you 100% because I'm always for a whole, they keep putting us on the backseat. You know what? We don't have, in my mind, I'm always trying to say, we need to show more respect to the BET Awards. Why? Because it's our awards. It's actually us. You know what I'm saying? So if you show up for the Oscars and you don't show up for the BET Awards, it's a problem. It should be a problem among black people. But you got up here to the Oscars after you said boycott the Oscars, which I applaud you for. Good job. And now you're sitting in the front row, and then black comedy. Because people weren't really roasting like that until Fat Tuesdays and stuff like that took effect. That's black culture on stage. Chris Rock ushered in a lot of comedians, and he used the style that a lot of comedians got ushered in, a lot of black comedians got ushered in with. And you were a part of that historic moment. Although a lot of people don't see it for what it is, it was a historic moment.
For niggas. For niggerdom. Right there. And like, I've been trying to hold
for the
that
culture.
one.
Let's just say for the culture.
Okay. Saying it like this. The part that pissed me off is because she was so adamant about, oh, well, we're trying to show that black people are just as important, can do all the things that should be considered for the highest award in the land from what they say.
Right.
But yet, you and your husband end up being the most detrimental thing to it.
Go make a mockery of it. Y'all go and turn it to foolishness. It's a moment where I'm like, Will Smith, like the whole world, it's not a Training Day moment. It's not a Halle Berry moment. There's a black man receiving an award for a movie that everybody here agrees.
When no one had to do no bang, bang, shoot him up.
Everybody agrees he should have won for his acting prowess, for what he was able to do, the character and the emotions he was able to portray at that moment. You're about to get an award that everybody agrees with. And you had to muck it up with the foolishness. Why? We could have did better. We had, and I'm not saying, don't get me, I'm not one of the people like, oh, we see it's a white show, we showing black. No, 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 no. If it was the BET Awards and we had that status and clout because we put ourselves at that paramount. If all the black actors and actresses showed up to the BET Awards, I guarantee you, you get the highest of high ratings. Period. Outside of that, if we were given that award at the BET Awards and it was an award that everybody agreed with, right? It don't matter. If you go up there and you slap Chris Rock for that joke, that's a problem. I don't care where you at.
First of all, it's a problem for you to put your hands on another person in general.
Right.
I don't care if it's man on
It's
man,
against the
woman
law.
on woman. Yes, it's wrong.
It's absolutely. It's against. Like there's laws put in place to prevent you from doing that.
That's called assault.
And this has a definition in the for lawyers and paralegals and judges all across the nation.
And the reason I say with Jada is for you to put your man in the position that's like why some dudes don't want to date ratchet girls. Them ratchet girls down in the day, back in the day, and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of women out here that were starting the fight, starting the issue, drama, and stuff like that. And they man had to get involved because of this. If you're that girl that's over here, you're starting to fight all the time. Either A, I'm going to go jail for you. B, I'm going to be like, you know what? I ain't going to get into that fight. Or B, somebody may end up dead.
It's a problem. You can't slap grown men. Right now we got a very special person on the line. We got Damien and Don on the line. I mean,
that's fine, bro.
Okay. Okay.
I have to speak on this, bro, because I've never agreed with you both more ever in my life. But I gotta admit something. When this first happened, man, I agreed with Will 100%. And I didn't know why, and you know why it's such a difference, but I have to speak on this. This is what happens when you don't have a father in your home. These type of things right here happen. Men who don't know how to control their emotions. You know, I'm one of them. I can admit that. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to admit that, but man, when I tell you I was like 1,000 toes down with Will, and then I thought about it, and I looked at Chris Rock afterwards, and I realized, and I actually heard the joke itself, and actually in depth of it, and actually really just dissect everything, which really shouldn't have been happening in the first place. Because it's not it's comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like it literally is. G.I. Jane is not. I mean, come on. Was that really that bad?
Who was G.I. Jane? 96?
You know, like was it really that bad of a joke to go that far? You know, and the fact that he smiled, bro. But the whole thing is, bro, that was your moment, fam. Like, that was your moment, Will. I as a fan of his, as a huge fan of his, bro, I feel embarrassed for him. I don't think he should, literally come out and give a better apology for that. And not only that, Jada needs to speak out and say something, too, as regard as, actually showing some type of sympathy or empathy towards Chris Rock. Because regardless of what they felt, Nothing happened on that stage deserved him getting his hands, getting somebody's hands put on him.
Right.
None of that deserved that. You know what I mean? And I heard one person say this, and I didn't really realize how deep it was until I actually thought about it. He said, "What if there was a white comedian? Would Will have done that?"
No.
I don't think he would have either. And that's sad. That's sad, man.
Well, there's a statement by the late great Nipsey Hussle, and he said, when you go out on a mission, when you go out on a hunt, because you already know his history, what he did, but he said you don't go and look for people who don't look like you. You don't go look for a guy in a 3-piece suit. You go out looking for yourself, because instantly he with it. That's what he do. You go out and look for the guy in the baggy clothes. Will Smith went out looking for the professional.
Mm-hmm.
He went out looking for one of the top professionals in his field. But the main thing he went looking for is somebody who was black. If I did this, then it can go one or two ways. But however he coming, I know how to go, because I've been there too. You slap a white comedian and you already know nobody's gonna understand.
First of all, Jim Carrey talked about he should have been banned. He should have been arrested. I was sued for millions, and he would have won.
Right.
Because
I can't disagree with that, man. I can't, because this shit is everywhere, bro.
yes, and as much money. Okay, look at it like this. If you Google the Oscars right now, it'll pull up Chris Rock and Will Smith. And Jim Carrey was talking about it. And he was just saying, truth be told, I would sue them for like $200 million and won, because of the fact of the matter that you assaulted someone on top of assaulting someone. Like, the world sees this. In my comedy career and everything, it's going to forever be a part of it.
Right.
Yeah, man, you cannot argue with that, bro. And I like, well, not to just reiterating what you guys were saying, man. You finally get your moment, bro. You made a big deal, and this is what you do when you get on there. It's like, God, that's a great point y'all made, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And I know we black folks, stuff like this go on in our community, but there come a point in time we got to hold ourselves accountable. You know what I mean? Yes, a lot of us know how to stand up for ourselves. Most people are pissed off that, Chris didn't do anything back or whatever. The way that he conducted himself needs to be applauded, because he could have went another route and made this real nasty, which he probably can later. But at that moment in time, I'm not gonna say it was the best way to handle it, but it could have went a lot worse.
Definitely.
And Chris Rock really saved it from really getting out of hand. You know what I mean? He could have easily called his brothers up there. He got a lot of brothers.
Yeah, apparently 10.
He got a lot of brothers, man. It could have got bad. But for him to keep his composure the way that he did and actually stand up there afterwards or whatever speaks volumes. And I think he needs compensation for it. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And I am a huge fan of Will Smith. It hurts me to say this. Y'all don't understand. It hurts me to say this. But, I have my thoughts on Jada, because I believe, Will is dealing with some stuff that I've been through in my past, dealing with that type of woman, but that's a whole nother topic. But at the end of the day, as men, we're not supposed to be okay with this. I understand why women are. They're women. We can't argue with them about this. But us as men, this is where it comes down to us controlling our emotions. Regardless of what we may feel about certain things, there's a way that you conduct yourself. And the way you conduct yourself is like a grown-ass man. And this was not an example of that.
Right.
And I'm done talking about it, bro. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents before I go into work, man. That's all.
All right.
Okay.
I'm watching you guys, though. Great show, by the way.
Appreciate you.
Well,
all right, guys.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and then we could go and switch subjects and everything. I was told this a long time ago by my father, by my uncles, and everything. A woman that can't control her emotions is just a woman that can't control her emotions. A man that can't control his emotions is either going to end up in jail or dead.
Right.
Because your emotions can't get out of hand as a man. And I don't care what world we live in now. It's still factually true.
Right. You gotta be able to control yourself. All right. So let me jump. I gotta get to the next topic. All right. So pastor wife outs him to the congregation and the Facebook about his infidelity and using the money from the church on his side chick, on his Sancha, and vacations for said Sancha.
This was crazy to me. Don't get me wrong. Let me tell people straight up. Is the pastor wrong? 100% definitely. I don't care. He was wrong for doing that. He's wrong for having the side chick, all that. You have a congregation. You have obligation and people to look after. You are a motivation to a lot of people. You're supposed to be helping people.
Right.
But the only issue that I have with the wife is when you married the pastor, when you agreed to be the first lady of the church, you agreed to certain stipulations with God and with your household. For you to out him in front of the congregation and on Facebook, what are you doing to other people's souls? And if you're going to say the saying, oh, well, she's emotional at this time.
I mean, I don't.
How is that going to work?
I don't know.
Like, so you saying God takes back burner to your emotions?
My thing is, you when you go and start talking to the congregation, okay, they ain't got. Now, I'm not trying to, because people gon' try to misconstrue what I say. So I want to say it in a way that it cannot be misconstrued. Is the pastor wrong? Yes. But we have to make a stern separation, a clear-cut separation between your husband as the pastor and your husband as your husband.
Yes.
Because there's still souls out in that crowd that need saving. It's going to use him as the tool to get saved.
Yes.
A pastor who's never sinned is not a pastor I want to go to his church. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
I don't, because I can't believe you ain't been through what I've been through.
You ain't had no struggles.
You ain't you perfect. Don't if you perfect, then you is Jesus, and I think there's a higher level of worship we should be putting on what's going on in this particular church. But because I know you're a human being and you fall short just like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to be teaching me the path of, even if you fall short, never fall short on your praise, because that's what gets you in.
We all mess up.
We all mess up. Whatever you got going.
And if we're going to take it biblical, ye without sin pass the first stone. Right. One of the things that I'm like is the wife, like, don't get me wrong. Should she have divorced him? That's her choice, because he wronged her. He was wrong for what he did. Like, but for you to put it on Facebook, right, and for the congregation to see, you're messing with lives here. Because think about those people that are barely just making it by. It's like, man, I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to live right.
I'm trying to do everything.
I'm trying to make it. And then all of a sudden, pastor's wife, pastor been out here tipping and dipping and all that stuff, as they used to say back in the day. And he's spending all congregation money on his side chick.
On his Sancho.
And it don't even have to be him spending on the money. It could not even been the church's money, but just their money. Yeah. And her putting that emotion into it. Oh, he's spending money? So I gave him money. I'm over here trying to do right in church.
You know I'm cutting off my side chick and spending the side chick money in the church, and he gonna spend it on his side chick. At this point, I just feel like this money is cursed. The money made me do it, Lord. And that's what